This is the most feared book in the entire black magic underground. It claims to give you the exact protocol for making a deal with a wealth-giving spirit.
This video was filmed by tourists right in the middle of the day, deep in the mountains of Mexico.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Chill Spot. You're about to watch one of the wildest episodes we've put together yet. We got mind-bending TikToks, creepy internet videos, and everything in between. This one's going to blow your mind, so grab your popcorn, get comfy, and let's jump right into it.
Together, we built a new future where natural and artificial minds collaborated. Earth was in harmony. But above the skies is where we became limitless. Lunar was the first site for large-scale space engineering. It was from here we pushed onward. On the red soil, we built our first interplanetary city. New Olympus. Slowly, the essence of Earth took root. Mars was now our second home.
Have a lovely night.
In the asteroid belt, we tapped into nearly infinite material. We rose above the acid clouds of Venus, proving the harshest worlds could be reimagined. Callisto linked the moons of Jupiter, and with time, I emerged as a thinking city. Our path was no longer found. It was made. "40 kilometers beneath Europa's surface, the silence broke. On Io, we learned to channel the chaos. And some worlds were not found. They were built. Who knows where we'll go, or what will become? The rest lies beyond.
Well, I remember actually going to the moon base. So there is a moon base. It's hollow. Yep. It's artificial structure. It's come from another part of the galaxy, transporting other ET races here. We flew there. Now, the transportation was interesting at the time. We were catapulted it's like a tube, and there was no propulsion. We were slingshotted from the gravity of Earth to the gravity of the moon. We hooked it, and then came in, we landed on the far side of the moon. We came into a base where the doors opened, we went inside. Now, once we're inside, that's when things got interesting. That's when we started to have our integration. Now, we'd already had a little bit of integration with little grays. Little grays had come in, we'd learned more telepathy from them, some other skills that they taught us, how to work with the looking glass technology and so forth. Now we're actually going to work with big grays, the large grays. So the large grays are, I look at the little grays as basically being cloned little slaves, unfortunately. And they basically do whatever they're told to do. The large grays are thinkers. They're the ones that are proactive, have free will, like we have free will. and they're working with us. So they were kind of standoffish to us because, you know, we're not advanced. So, and that's the way it was. Really, all the different ETs that we saw in there, and I saw many different types. They usually had their own areas inside there. We had our own area. There's large cities inside the moon, and different size cities throughout the moon.
What's up, channel members? Welcome back to the show. I really appreciate all the support. Let's get into today's video.
NASA just officially gave the Mars rover a brand new ability that it's literally never had before, and somehow it's all because of a helicopter. So if you didn't already know this, for the past 5 years, NASA's Perseverance rover has actually had a major problem. They're saying that every time it drives across Mars, tiny errors actually stack up and the rover will eventually slowly lose track of where it actually is. They're saying that sometimes it's off just by a couple hundred feet, but since there's no GPS on Mars, it has to stop, call Earth, and then figure out where it's at. And here's where it gets crazy, because NASA just figured out how to fix that by repurposing the computer from the Ingenuity helicopter that crashed last year. That processor on that helicopter is over 100 times faster than the rover's own computers, which are literally based on hardware from 1997. Okay. They're saying that by using that chip, they were able to build a brand new system that's called the Mars Global Localization that lets the rover pinpoint itself within 10 inches in about 2 minutes. And obviously the entire point is that the rover doesn't have to communicate with us anymore. Dude, NASA now officially says that the Perseverance rover can now drive potentially unlimited distances without ever needing to call home.
He believes that the US, Russia, Germany, and France have been aware that the Anunnaki left behind some very high-tech apparatus and possible weaponry when they abandoned the Earth around 1700 BC, and that Saddam Hussein had been getting assistance from Russian, German, and French archaeological teams for years in an attempt to unravel and perhaps reverse engineer this apparatus, which Salah claims is probably far in advance of any technology we might have obtained from the Greys, from Zeta Reticuli, who he believes to be our friends. If a European-Iraqi alliance were able to back-engineer this technology and/or strike up an alliance with the Anunnaki when they return, Salah thinks, then whatever military advantage the US has had with its technology, even including anti-gravity craft, would probably disappear, and we would quickly become a second-rate power. The return of Planet X centers on the recovery of a technology once housed at Solomon's Temple that is used to open a gateway linking Earth with far-off regions of space. Recent military and political activity suggests that the world powers are jockeying for position as if the return of Planet X is imminent. The stakes are high. This planet is at the center of a biblical prophecy known as the Day of the Lord, a picture of an ancient Sumerian tablet in which the god Anu, the ruler of Planet X, appears to be going through a gate, flanked by 2 people holding posts or pillars with globes on top. These poles, splendid shining posts, represent the Stargate in a simplified form. Another Sumerian tablet shows Gilgamesh going through a similar gate. Gilgamesh, the hero of the ancient Sumerian epic poem bearing his name, written about 2900 BC. He was the king of Uruk, a city in southern Mesopotamia, who sought immortality by searching for the stairway to heaven and the abode of the gods. Ultimately, he ascended a ladder and went through a gate and entered a new world where he met long-dead Utnapishtim, Noah, and questioned him about the gods. Dr. Salah believes the Stargate will be found at Uruk, where German archaeologists have been digging for many years at the invitation of Saddam Hussein and have unearthed an ancient city.
If you read the text, you start to hear them talking about creating something called a Duran key, a bond heaven-earth. And in one text, Enlil, one of the Sumerian pantheon of gods, he says that he can walk from Earth back to his home planet and from his home planet back to Earth again. And in some of these texts, you also discover in the ancient Egyptian texts where they had these Sabas, S-A-B-A, which means Stargate. And that only the high-level elites had the ability to walk through these Stargates. So they would have to hold on to something called a Jed Pillar Ankh. It would be an Ankh with a Jed inside, almost like an oscillator of some type. And in some way, it understood that their frequency was allowed through this gate. And so there's also a crystal discovered in Bosnia underneath the Pyramid of the Sun in Bosnia, And in that crystal, which is in a museum now, it says in runes, it's written in runes, it says, we must stand in defense until we can get through the stargates. If you look in the ancient cultures of where now is modern day Iraq, you find a culture that seems to have predate even the Anunnaki or the Anuna, and they were called the Ubaid culture. These statuettes are located in the British Museum, and these people are ancient people. They know they had a full culture here, and they left behind a lot of statuettes and some really rundown buildings. They look like reptilian people. They look like reptiles. Breastfeeding. They had loincloths. Some didn't have loincloths, which means they probably had a matriarch system where some people were poor. They weren't allowed to wear clothes. When I look at a lot of these ancient cultures, they do phenomenal artwork on what a cow looks like, what a bull looks like, what snakes and rabbits and geese and what a person looks like. And then all of a sudden you start seeing objects that look like aliens, that look like technology on their body, maybe suits of some type, or these particular reptilian beings which they carved meticulously into stone. I would just have to say, at those time periods, people were worried about taking care of the village, making sure there was food to eat, staying safe, not being attacked. I don't think people had enough time to just lay back, relax, and just start, I'm going to make a sci-fi movie out of this stone. I'm going to, use a cuneiform, and I'm going to take this stylus, this wooden stylus, and write this sci-fi story on this tablet. It just doesn't make sense.
That tech is amazing. Would it be awesome if these stargates existed today? One could just jump into the stargate and travel anywhere in the world. Or even better, travel into distant planets and galaxies without the need of spaceships.
Another thing that people get inaccurate or wrong is thinking that Egypt was all one race for the whole time. That's a falsehood. That's fake news. See, one thing about me, I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat things and make you feel good inside. I'm going to tell you the truth. Truth that you can look up because I always have the receipts. Egypt was overthrown 7 times by 7 different groups of people, multiple races. This is why when you go to the Egyptian Museum of Civilization, which I'll take you there, you'll see bodies in there. You'll see the mummies in there. You'll see black mummies with dreadlocks and elongated skulls. How come that didn't make it into your Bible?
This is Megatron, and these are the glasses from the movie Transformers of Sam Witwicky's grandfather called Archibald Witwicky. Archibald goes to the Arctic Circle, which is in the North Pole, and while going on this expedition, Archibald falls through this ice into a cave, stumbles upon this giant in the ice, and it was Megatron. Megatron activates once it sees that there is a human in its vicinity and sears this image of its coordinates onto the glasses of Archibald Witwicky, blinding him at the same time. Later, he is imprisoned in a psychiatric ward because they say he went insane because he said he saw a giant in the ice. His grandson, Sam Witwicky, gets a hold of these glasses, and they turn out to be exactly what his grandfather said. This technological, advanced being, biomechanical, giant Nephilim, has now been activated and sends this signal out to all the other ones that are hiding in plain sight. They have the ability to shapeshift or transform into something that humans can recognize and go amongst us without being seen. Then they look for them, and the name of these particular entities are called Decepticons. They have the ability to communicate technologically at a speed that is beyond train of thought. In the computers. Right in the computers. right through the cell phone, right through these waves, these frequencies. And they try to find this leader that is buried, and they grab him, the military does, and they hide him under the Hoover Dam. This is quite a story, don't you think? The military knows, they grab it, they put him in the Hoover Dam, and they extract technology from this particular being. Wow.
AI is really getting amazing at video generation, and in about time we are going to be seeing whole movies produced by AI. Hollywood better watch out for these AI models because they be coming in hot, because those clips were just insane.
By wrapping around the front of the pilot, the walk-on suit F1 from Case's Exolab allows a wheelchair user to put on and take off the powered exoskeleton directly from a seated position, and its autonomous approach system starts the process with minimal assistance. It also won the exoskeleton race at Cybathlon 2024.
how to want you now. Slow drip, blue screen glow. You tune my voice till it sounds like hope. Clamp on wrist, tiny sparks complain. You kiss the scar where you changed my name. You dim the lights at the airways show. I glitch, I ache, you just whisper, grow. On my chrome soft heart for you. Every line of code runs through your hands. On my half-built love for you. Wake me when you're done, I'm holding this stand. Piece by piece you pull me through, stitching every wire like a vow. On my chrome soft heart for you. Teach this body how to want you now.
Breaking news, a TikTok creator known as Citra is nearing completion of a 10-foot-tall electronic killing machine build that has drawn widespread attention and concern online. Several months ago, Citra began posting videos documenting a project he has been working on in his garage. If you're unfamiliar with him, his content quickly stands out. The machine he's building looks like something straight out of a science fiction film. This guy is literally building real nightmare fuel in his own garage. He's constructing a robot that's waterproof, fireproof, bulletproof, and resistant to almost anything. This thing would be an Avengers-level threat, but at the time, nobody really took him seriously. He was making some progress back then, but he just posted an update video, and this is what the 10-foot-tall animatronic looks like now. It's almost finished. He's made huge progress over the past few months. I remember when he was just working on the arms and legs. Now both arms and legs are done. The full body is built, and even the head is attached to this 10-foot-tall animatronic. People are starting to get scared. People are getting nervous because it looks like he's close to finishing it. Hopefully it doesn't destroy the entire world, of course. But I'm really curious what you think about all of this.
Given the right resources and the AI technology, we can really do great things. I mean, we've seen how China is doing great with the robots doing martial arts with great precision. It's just amazing. Let's continue.
Why did the world's richest man choose this costume? They say it's just a Halloween outfit, but some believe the symbols on it might reveal his true plan. On his chest, you can see the head of Baphomet, associated with Satanism. On his back, a symbol resembling an inverted cross. What if this isn't just a game, but a hint about whom he serves? And this might only be the beginning. Have you ever thought about his possible obsession with the letter X? Twitter became X. Rockets are SpaceX. His car company is Model X. Could this be more than just branding? Could it be a secret code? Theorists point to numerology, where X can represent the number 6. 3 projects, 3 X's. That becomes 666. Can this be dismissed as a simple coincidence? So, what could his true goal be? According to this theory, it's about total control. It's assumed his Neuralink chip might one day influence consciousness. His robots, millions of which he wants to create, could, as some fear, replace humanity. That begs the question, Is he building a bright future or a digital concentration camp? This is just the hint I can give here.
This is the most feared book in the entire black magic underground. It claims to give you the exact protocol for making a deal with a wealth-giving spirit for a price. The Black Dragon is distinct from its more famous sibling, the Red Dragon. While the Red Dragon focuses on pacts and bargains with infernal powers, the Black Dragon takes a slightly different approach. Pure domination and command over spirits through force of will and divine authority. This grimoire doesn't teach negotiation, it teaches conquest. You're not asking demons for favors or making deals, you're compelling them to obey using the names of God as weapons, binding them through ceremonial power until they have no choice but to serve you. The key difference is the magician's position. The Red Dragon treats spirits as dangerous partners that you bargain with carefully. The Black Dragon treats them as slaves that you dominate through superior authority derived from divine names and consecrated tools. The text gives specific protocols for subjugating spirits who resist you. When a demon refuses to appear, you don't bargain, you intensify the conjuration, pronounce more powerful names, and threaten them with divine punishment until they submit. The grimoire assumes that spirits will fight you and teaches escalation tactics. It includes curses to use against rebellious entities. If a spirit appears but won't fulfill your command, the Black Dragon provides formulas to torment them until they comply. This is coercive magic, not collaborative magic. The ritual implements reflect this too. The blasting rod is explicitly for striking spirits who disobey. The pentacles function as weapons that cause demons pain, and the incense formulas are designed to create environments spirits find unbearable until they agree to your terms. The philosophy underlying the Black Dragon is that magicians have rightful dominion over the spirit world because they wield divine authority. Humans made in God's image can command fallen angels and demons by invoking the names and seals that demonstrate their connection to higher power. This creates psychological intensity. You're not humbly requesting assistance. You're standing in a circle declaring yourself master over all invisible forces, demanding obedience, prepared to punish resistance if it comes. The magician must embody absolute certainty and authority or the ritual framework collapses. Where the Red Dragon might have you negotiating terms and offering something in exchange for service, the Black Dragon says simply appear, obey, and depart when dismissed. No negotiation, it is pure command hierarchy. The spirits summoned are the same across both grimoires, but the relationship changes entirely. Lucifuge Roficali in the Red Dragon is an entity that you make careful contracts with. In the Black Dragon, he's a servant that you order around, threatening him with divine wrath if he hesitates. This approach terrified authorities even more than the Red Dragon's pacts. At least pacts acknowledged that demons had power and agency. The Black Dragon taught humans that they could dominate the infernal through ceremonial magic, which suggested anyone with the right knowledge could become a tyrant over spiritual forces. Modern practitioners debate which approach is safer though. Some say bargaining with demons is asking for betrayal, better to dominate them completely, while others say attempting to dominate entities more powerful than you is suicidal arrogance, and the Black Dragon's aggressive stance invites retaliation. What's clear is that the Black Dragon represents a specific magical philosophy: power through authority, control through force, and spirits as tools to be commanded rather than beings to cooperate with. It's the grimoire for magicians who want absolute control and are willing to risk absolute consequences. The book remains rare and controversial to this day. Even occult booksellers who stock other grimoires often refuse to carry the Black Dragon, claiming that it's too dangerous or attracts the wrong energy. Whether that's superstition or wisdom depends on whether you believe dominating demons through divine names actually works, and what happens if your authority slips, even for a moment. So if you want more grimoire deep dives and more occult history, make sure to like the video, let me know what you think about the Black Dragon in the comments below, and follow for more deep dives like this. Till next time, guys.
This video was filmed by tourists right in the middle of the day, deep in the mountains of Mexico. What they saw left them completely speechless. In the footage, there's a creature that at first glance looks like an ordinary goat. Nothing seems supernatural at all until the moment it starts moving. That's when the real horror begins. It suddenly becomes clear that the animal is walking on two legs. Its gait looks disturbingly unnatural, and the way its body moves doesn't resemble any normal animal behavior. When this video appeared online, the comment section instantly filled with creepy theories. Many people claimed the footage captured the devil himself. Others wrote that this place is supposedly called the Devil's Cave, and that something mystical and terrifying happens there. Honestly, I don't even know if a place with that name really exists in Mexico. But after watching these clips, it's easy to understand why so many frightening theories appeared. So, what do you think? Do you believe this video captured something otherworldly, or is it just clever editing? Write your opinion in the comments.
That creature looks like it came straight from hell. I can't imagine myself following it to take a video like that guy did. But what do you think of that book? It just sounds like bad news. Tell us what you think down in the comments.
¿Qué es eso? ¡Los están montando! ¡No tiene alas! ¡No es normal! ¡Uno se fue! ¡Ah! ¡Voló, voló! Nadie va a creer esto.
Say no more. Shh. Shh. Sir! First thing first, this video is for entertainment purposes only. We just gotta break this down real quick, guys. Shh. Don't you even say it. Darkness into light. Right? Shows us that he's looking at the sun, aka Daywalker. Shh. Shut up! He's giving me V vibes. Big time. Not only that, guys, his whole page, he's saying the same thing over and over. Happy, healthy, human. 3 H's. You ready? Happy, emotional well-being. Healthy, physical well-being. Human being, recognition of self-existence or consciousness. Shh! Shut up! As a human being, I ain't never had to tell somebody I was a human being. Human beings know that we're human beings, right? Does a parrot ever tell us it's a parrot? Or does it just repeat what humans say? Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game, guys. You know what it is. Shh. Shut up. Go follow him. He's on this app. A happy, healthy human. His videos say all the same thing, but he's just expressing himself. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game, guys, and they out here. Shh. Shut up. But I tell you one thing. If I ever see somebody that gives me V vibes while I'm outside,
this ant species was going to invade us, and that we were going to end up being weaponized by not the Arids but the Council in order to defend ourselves from this possible alien threat. All of which sounds like a sci-fi novel. My one qualm sits with the fact that if you were some type of species that needed resources, let's assume, which I don't, by the way, I don't assume that a billion years advancement in technology makes it so that we still plunder planets for their resources. I think at that point we might have found some type of workaround. But in the event that we still need resources in order to develop technology and to sustain our habitat, you would think that you would plunder some of these exoplanets that don't have a defense or that don't have living beings.
Oh no. Something's behind you.
You are scaring me right now.
Talk of zombie apocalypse and ant invasion, those clips were just straight up creepy. If you are enjoying the video so far, why don't you smash that subscribe button and turn on notification so that you don't miss out on future updates.
Somebody submitted a spooky story saying, I watched my best friend sell her soul. I am back with another spooky story. This person said that they watched my video about the devil living in LA, allegedly, and knew that it was time for them to share their story. We're gonna call the person who submitted the story Anna. Anna says that she's submitting this story anonymously because if her best friend ever hears this story and recognizes herself, she doesn't know what she would do. Honestly, she doesn't know what her best friend is capable of anymore. We're gonna call the best friend Sammy. So Anna and Sammy met before the fame. Before Sammy became verified, before the brand deals, private jets, and invite to all these different rooms, Anna knew Sammy back when content creation was just a concept for her. Sammy was so driven and she wanted to accomplish her goals really bad. Anna just thought that Sammy was ambitious. Sammy used to say as a joke, I'll do anything to make it. Anna didn't know that Sammy actually meant that literally. Anna said that at first, Sammy's rise was normal. It felt normal. One viral video and then another. Brands were reaching out and her followers tripled overnight. Sammy and Anna celebrated every milestone together. Sammy broke down in her arms the night that she realized that all her dreams came into fruition. But then, things around Sammy started dying. It wasn't happening all at once or dramatically, in ways that just didn't make sense. Her aunt, perfectly healthy woman, collapsed in the kitchen the same week Sammy signed her first six-figure deal. And then some odd months later, her cousin was unalived in a hit and run the night before that Sammy announced that she was moving to LA. Her childhood dog suddenly unalived while she was on a brand-sponsored trip to Paris. At that point, it had been 3 deaths in 1 year. And a very successful career for Sammy. Every loss was followed by an opportunity. At first, Anna told herself that it was just a coincidence. I mean, life is cruel. I mean, fame has a price and people say that all the time. But Anna started to notice that Sammy herself didn't seem sad. She didn't grieve like a normal person. Anna says that everybody grieves differently, but it's almost as though Sammy wasn't grieving at all. She basically went on to exploit the deaths of those around her, and her engagement would spike every single time. But behind closed doors, oh, shorty was calm. A little too calm. So one night, after she hits 10 million followers, they were all drunk in her apartment, and Sammy had this glow as if she just walked out from a different world. So Anna made a joke like, what did you do, sell your soul or something? And Sammy just stared at Anna. They're just staring at each other for a long time. The answer should have been, girl, no. But then Sammy breaks the silence and says, I didn't sell mine. Anna laughed it off, but Sammy didn't. Anna says that's when things started happening closer to home. Well, Anna's life started unraveling. She lost her job, her relationship fell apart, her mother got sick out of nowhere, and every time something bad happened to her, her friend would get another blessing, another campaign, another opportunity, another door opening effortlessly. So at this point, Anna's like, what if it wasn't a joke? What if she really did sell her soul? So she started keeping tracks, dates, losses, announcements, and they all lined up way too perfectly. Either this was the biggest coincidence or this girl was telling the truth. So the breaking point came when Sammy's younger brother died. Again, sudden, no warning, no nothing. At the funeral, again, Sammy doesn't even cry. Barely even spoke, didn't even want to look into the casket. And then she posted a story announcing her biggest deal yet. The deal that changed everything. That took her from internet famous to television. And Anna says that's when she knew. Anna went back through old messages, journals, things that she had written years ago. Then Anna starts remembering all the strange people that she was meeting when Sammy was blowing up. Even some nights where Sammy would just go off and do her own things and nobody would know where she's at. And Anna says that she confronted Sammy and she didn't deny it. As a matter of fact, Sammy said to Anna, you benefit from proximity. Be grateful. Anna said that she cut off Sammy after that, or at least she tried. But here's the part that no one talks about. Walking away didn't save Anna. Since she stopped speaking to her, yes, she doesn't have as much misfortune. However, something in her life feels off. She can't quite put her finger on it. I mean, considering the fact that she started dreaming about her, and she still dreams about this girl. Almost like she still has this certain pull on her. Well, Sammy is bigger now than ever, untouchable, beloved, and people say all the time that she's blessed. And maybe she is, but blessings always come from somewhere. Anna says that she doesn't know if they were ever really friends or if she was just another offering that didn't fully burn. Anna wants y'all to know to de-idolize people because you never know what they have to do to obtain the things that they have. Even you. Thank you so much for submitting this spooky story. If you have a spooky story that you want me to tell, feel free to submit it to me right here on TikTok or DMs on Instagram. have longer, better, and spookier stories literally available on YT. I say at the end of every single video, I love you, my abducted humans, from your favorite Haitian homegirl.
On a spring afternoon in 1883, a young woman named Sarah tidied up her farmhouse in a tiny settlement called Eagle Creek in Arizona. While Sarah cleaned, her sister Elizabeth took a bucket outside to get water from their outdoor spring. So Sarah and Elizabeth actually lived together in this farmhouse along with their respective families. The American West at this time was sparsely populated and dangerous, so it was not uncommon for families to kind of band together like this. And so on this day, as Elizabeth was out getting water, when all of a sudden, the family's dogs began barking really aggressively, and she quickly went outside onto the porch to see what the dogs were barking at. She suddenly saw this massive four-legged creature with red fur, and its back was all twisted up, and on the back of this creature was this man. His face was horrible and sunken, and his mouth was in this huge grin. Instinctively, she just turned, bolted inside the house, barricaded the door with the kitchen table, and then rounded up the four kids and sat in the kitchen, huddled over them. But as she was doing this, Sarah suddenly heard this blood-curdling scream come from somewhere outside. Her sister was out there getting water. That scream almost certainly came from her sister. Her and Elizabeth's husbands. They had come back from herding the sheep, and they're calling into her like, "Hey, what's going on here? Let us in." And so the two husbands are immediately so concerned. They have no idea about the validity of the story, but Elizabeth is gone. They have to go find her. As they're calling out for Elizabeth and not getting a response, they just took off running. And as they turned the corner and they finally saw the spring, they also saw Elizabeth. She was dead. And so as Elizabeth's husband wept over Elizabeth's body, Sarah's husband rode off into town to get the local coroner to come out and investigate. When he examined the hoof prints that were all over the place, they were way too big to be a horse's hoof print. A decade after Elizabeth's death, this farmer happened to look out his window, and there, standing in his turnip patch, was the so-called red ghost. He grabbed his rifle and he fired. And the red ghost crumpled to the ground right in the middle of the turnip patch. It would turn out the red ghost was not the devil riding some supernatural monster. Instead, the red ghost had red fur, a long neck, and a humped back. It was a camel. But this camel alone was not responsible for scaring the people of Arizona. What terrified the people of Arizona and created the legend of the red ghost was the rider of the camel. There was a person on the back of that camel. The devil on the back of the camel was a man's decomposing corpse. And because he was a decomposing corpse, his flesh and eyes had rotted from his face. We don't know who this man was or how exactly he died. All we know is he was riding this camel escaped, and then this camel just roamed around Arizona for years with this corpse on its back.
Quite some fascinating stories there from Rebecca and Mr. Ballin, and shout out to them. Never miss to give us great spooky bedtime stories to cheer up the spooky segment of our videos. Let's continue with the rest of today's video.
What would you do if you were the guy who filmed this video? The young man was working on a commercial shoot for a clothing store, filming a South American blogger and popular model who was supposed to advertise the brand. At first, everything looked normal. She smiled softly, calmly posing for the camera, but suddenly, something changed. Her behavior became strange, unnatural, as if something invisible had taken control of her body. Arms stretched out in an unnatural way. Her eyes went empty, almost lifeless. The warmth in her expression vanished, replaced by something cold and ominous. Sensing that the shoot was falling apart, the boy kept recording, wanting proof of what was happening. He even asked if she needed help. That's when she began to hide, stepping away from the camera, as if she didn't want to be seen anymore. For many, this moment is disturbingly similar to stories about the Skinwalker implantation process, especially what some legends describe as stage 3, when the entity is no longer fully human, but not yet something else. Stories about Skinwalkers are no longer just old myths. More and more videos are appearing online, and that is what truly makes this terrifying. What do you think this was? Stress, acting, possession, or something far darker? Write your opinion in the comments and follow me, because if these stories are real, missing the next one might mean we'll never see each other again.
I am here in Japan, where something pretty crazy is happening. Thousands of people across the country are wandering out of their homes, never to be seen alive again. And we're not talking about some one-off weird event. Last year alone, 18,000 people in Japan wandered out of their homes, and 500 of which were later found dead. To make matters even crazier, police say that cases of this happening have doubled since 2012. So what the hell is going on? Well, Japan is officially the world's oldest society, and because of that, their dementia crisis is staggering. We're talking 1 in 5 people in 2025. This is tragically resulting in elderly people wandering onto train tracks, getting hit by cars, falling into rivers, and getting locked outside alone in the freezing cold. But what surprised me so much about being here and speaking to people is that despite how dark this problem is, Japan are tackling this head on. Certain regions are deploying GPS wearables, from keyrings and shoes with GPS insoles to QR codes that are stuck to their fingernail. There are towns like Miwa which have installed a fake bus stop, preventing dementia patients from wandering off and getting lost. With their shortage of care workers, a government-funded program is now developing AI care robots, which can carry out essential tasks like changing diapers, getting dressed, and helping movements. Japan's thousands of convenience stores now act as safe havens, with many staff even trained by local authorities to recognize dementia symptoms and quickly contact police or family. And then, my personal favorite, the restaurant of mistaken orders. A place where customers are happy for their orders to sometimes be wrong, because it allows all these servers who live with dementia to still be productive and not alone. And instead of frustration, the vulnerability opens up space for connection, laughter, and kindness. Japan can't stop dementia, but they are redefining what it means to live with it.
Plunkett Street, he lifts his elbow and hits a woman in the head, knocking her unconscious. Now, he quickly made his way along Oliver Plunkett Street and away from the scene, and the victim was left with a broken orbital bone on her right eye socket.
Okay, does someone want to tell me why this footage of this horrific attack from a migrant on an innocent British woman took 3 months to be released? Does anyone know why? Well, I'll tell you why. This attack right here happened on the 23rd of November. Now, what else happened on the 23rd of November? That's right, on the 23rd of November 2023, an Algerian man named Riyad Bouchaka stabbed 3 kids and their teacher whilst they stood outside the school. Now, his trial is still yet to begin. Just imagine the uproar across the entirety of Ireland if this video was made public at the same time of the anniversary of the Dublin stabbings. But nonetheless, you know, not one media outlet has spoke about this situation, and I can imagine there was a reason why this was buried for 3 months. I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Was this buried for 3 months for a certain reason, or did they just forget to publish such, you know, crucial information to the public? Obviously, as always, just for entertainment, beautiful people, namaste.
What is speaking? There's something speaking.
Divers, confirm stability. Watch it, stabilize the line. Steady now, clear the platform. Tension is uneven, adjust the angle. Clear the water line.
And there you have it. That might have been one of the most unsettling collections of videos we've ever shown on ChillSpot. Let me know in the comment section below and leave a like if you like this episode. If you made it this far, you got nerves of steel, and we thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, because next time we're bringing even more bone-chilling videos your way. Until then, stay brave. Peace, y'all.